up, Snitches? Welcome back to another episode of We Want Gossip with Meredith and Steph. We are going to be recapping the Bachelor in Paradise finale.
And the reunion, baby.
Ooh.
For Gossip of the Week, we're going to talk about the Selena Gomez documentary. I know it came out like a couple weeks ago, but we haven't been back to talk about it. And then we're going to talk about the fact that there is a new Princess Diaries on the horizon.
Hallelujah.
Let's get into it.
Okay, kicking off Bachelor in Paradise, Part 1 finale.
For this episode, the way that we're going to recap it, I think we should at least, is like we can talk about each couple, what happened on the beach, and then also touch on what happened at the reunion.
Okay.
So Steph wants to kick it off with the couples that didn't even try to make it work. The ones that were just like, nah.
Logan and Kate. I was not really a Logan fan going into this,
Yes.
to say.
Maybe.
Not even close. And then just the way that Kate was acting made me like Logan, where I go, why am I rooting for Logan? And being like, actually, I completely see his side. I think she's being a bitch. Everybody's thinking that.
No, yeah. Everybody also doesn't like Logan that much, but now Logan has a million fans because of how mean Kate was.
And she, once again, like the way they leave the beach.
Even
like,
the rose ceremony.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Why would you ever... The audacity of this woman, and like what pisses me off the most about it is she thinks she's doing like a mic drop. She's like, bad bitch, you aren't good enough for me, I'm out of here. Like where I go, and I'm looking at that feeling bad for Logan, not for you. You know, it's like, I don't think you're a bad bitch, I think you're mean.
I agree. I think you're just mean. And it's like timing, tone, and turn.
Yes.
Like for the millionth time. You have had how many one-on-one conversations with him, putting this guy through the ringer to feel like he's good enough for you when you're not even telling him the real reason as to why you keep having all these reservations. And then you wait until once again he's in front of all of his peers to be like, nope, this is not for me. This is not love. See ya. Like just absolutely out of pocket.
Start to finish.
Yep.
Ew. And then, I mean, we can quickly touch on what's been going on with social media. So obviously, as we all know, like, Kate has bashed him about his car, about his, roommate situation, about his jobs, the dog walker, about his money, his finances. Yeah. She has literally roasted this dude across the board. And then he goes and makes a funny TikTok. Like, he kind of does, like, points at his orange Honda. He's like, we can have, like, Costco. Like, we can go to the Costco car. And then he also was, like, extra guac. Like, acting like he's really treating his TV girlfriend that good. So he posted that as a joke, which I thought was a very tasteful joke.
Absolutely.
And then Kate posted this on her story the next day. On your phone. After he makes that TikTok, Kate posts a Costco card and some extra guac ain't getting you here. And it's a picture of Cabo. Yeah.
This is all news to me.
Yeah, right here. And so then that's funny that a couple days after this was posted was when filming took place for the reunion. And then I think it was yesterday or the day before she posted this apology that says, in the light of the reunion tonight, I want to speak directly to you all. I deeply apologize for the classist things I said on BIP this season. I was shocked when I saw the show myself and I cringed just as hard as you guys did. If I could take it back, I would. I've apologized to Logan, but want to extend that apology to anyone who may have been offended by those comments. I have nothing but respect for Logan and the rest of the cast, and I will be so grateful to have gone on this adventure with them. Now, here's my problem. She posts that, but then the actual apology to Logan was no apology. It was, you were never meant to hear that. That was a private conversation between me and my friends. That was
girl talk. I really never thought you were ever going to hear those words.
And he called mics? Cameras? Like, what do you mean?
We're all wearing a mic and there's cameras everywhere you look. You know what? In what world would this not get out, not only for me to find out and hurt my feelings, but for the embarrassment of the whole nation watching it on live TV?
What Logan said, like, I felt so bad for him when he was like, I was trying to make it in film. I moved across the country by myself.
I've been I'm not just sitting on my ass.
No, he's like, I'm doing everything in this power to make it work. And also it's like, a lot of people do that. And also, like, judging somebody in that situation, it's like, look at The Weeknd. The Weeknd was literally living in his car when he got famous.
Exactly.
What's his face? Angus Cloud from Euphoria
Right.
working as a busser. It's like all these people just got their chance, but they were busting ass and slumming it as much as they could to get by.
And if you move to LA and you don't just have a bucket load of cash on hand, it's expensive to live there in general and even just feed yourself in normal living. So yeah, he probably, and especially at his age, has roommates as well.
Right.
And he's probably not buying his new car because his priorities are elsewhere.
Absolutely. And it's also not like he has a girlfriend. So it's like he's either paying like $2,500, if not more, by himself, or living with a couple dudes and having some friends and splitting rent. It's like, come on. The judging this is out of this world. And I felt so bad for him because I'm like,
gross.
You're busting ass, doing everything you can to get by, and she's saying you can't afford a gym membership at Equinox. And let me tell you, I saw one in New York. Stupid. If you're paying $300 for a gym membership, you're not, no. Can't be worth it. And I know you bitches ain't even going anyways.
Exactly. And it's like, you're not shedding more pounds than somebody that's over at Planet Fitness. Like, it's how hard you're working at it. Like,
exactly. And also just the constant boy comments. He's not a man. He's a boy. And like, so many people did that this season. Like Genevieve, even with Aaron. I wasted my time on a child. I'm like, okay, I get it didn't work out, but like, let's stop pretending that these fully grown, developed adults are children because they didn't give you what you wanted.
Right, because it didn't work out in the way that you thought it would.
It's like, Logan really didn't do anything to you, Kate. If anything, you literally did a lot to him.
It is absolutely like the entitlement that she like exudes. That she's just better than everybody. And like that other people don't have feelings.
She's like that girl we met at the event, Bethany. I don't care, I'll name drop her right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Absolutely is. Where it's like...
We did an event in Chicago, and we invited this guy, and he brought his partner in his business. But it's a spouse night. So it's like, right off the bat, the vibes were good. This bitch walks in, and the guy registered her and said partner. As in, like, we thought spouse. He didn't register her under a company name.
Nope.
So it's like... Steph goes to give her a name tag, and it doesn't say the company underneath. Yeah. And she's a huge bitch.
Like, laughing, not with me, not necessarily, laughing at me, but like, as if I can't hear her when she's 2 inches from me, we're having this interaction. I'm like, what are you laughing about? Like, nobody has ever reacted this way when I'm handing out the name tags.
No.
And then she's like, nothing. And I go, no. Like, she's still laughing about it and like, like, whispering to the guy next to her. I'm like,
what's wrong?
What? Literally, tell me what. I'm right fucking here.
Yeah.
And I don't have my company name on here. I go, well, then you need to talk to your partner standing right next to you and laugh at him because he registered you as that.
Yes.
And from that moment forward, like, I mean, it was the second she walked out of the elevators before even seeing the name tag.
Yeah.
The look on her face, we were this small. And I'm like, you can turn right back around and take that. What was the purse?
Fendi.
That Fendi bag with ya.
We had like a player there and I was taking the photos for it. She's up talking to the player and I say to her,
Chris Chelios.
It's Chris Chelios. And I say to her, I go, do you want to get a photo? Like, do you want to get a photo? Because she's
That's
talking.
What everybody is there for.
Exactly. And she's like, oh, no.
I would never need a photo with a celebrity.
But she's telling him, like, I used to date your son. Like, I know your son super well. And Chris is totally tuned out. He goes, oh, yeah, I watched him get engaged last week. And she's like,
oh he's engaged. It's like, oh, so you don't know him that well.
No. Obviously, you know when you're face-to-face with someone when they blatantly are being so condescending and
so
rude.
Condescending.
Like, asking me how old because she goes, I heard her say to Chris Chelios, because Chris Chelios' kids all went to MSU because he played in Detroit. So I hear her say, I went to MSU, and I go, oh, you went to MSU? I'm like, what year did you graduate? And then she's a year ahead of me and Steph. And then she's like, how old are you? I go, don't you even
it's the
dare.
way you're even saying it and the look on your face.
And then the wine situation.
And then the wine, she got her Prada bag, or not Prada, she's got her Fendi bag. And then her white, like, suit jacket and pants. So, like, all white. Ooh. She's got her red wine glass.
And it's like, right here, lady, karma.
I watched it before my eyes unfold, and I'm just like, I can sleep well tonight. and there's multiple of us standing at this cocktail, like, round or whatever table, and her partner's next to her. And then a couple other, like, sales reps or whatever. Yeah. We're all standing there. So strangers to her as well. Yeah. Her buddy partner accidentally knocks her red wine with his hand all down her white blazer and her Fendi bag. And like, we're the biggest spillers. So it's like, I can appreciate a spill when it doesn't go your way. And when it's you were the spiller and it spilled on somebody else, it's awful. And in front of everybody, she is making this dude also feel this small. Like, get a rag. Like, bitching him out. Bitching him out in front of everybody. And it's like, I understand you're upset, but you can bitch him out in private. Like, maybe you're just like, you're pissed, but it's like, he didn't do it on purpose. That's
No.
the end of story. But yeah, good shit, dude.
Oh, and there's
the piano.
There was a piano on the floor. We had the entire floor. So there's like a ballroom, tons of rooms around, but anyways, like the main area is right here. So we come out of this main room where we were having the event. We're standing in the main, like this area. And what do we hear? Piano.
God's
and
music. God's gospel.
Angel music coming down. And I go, who's playing the piano?
Who literally in their right mind? Everybody's leaving the event.
What pick me girl would be playing the piano? Oh my God. I'm into it. And she's
around the corner in the dark by
and
herself.
then she's like, I haven't played since high school, but let me just play Mozart.
Yeah, on memory. Come on.
And so then Steph and I go to the bathroom, and there's another sales rep that's like our age, and her name was Allie. And she was so fun, and like we all went to the bar afterwards. We had a great time. She was like right on our vibe. And so we're all chilling in the bathroom. Like Steph and I just went and
we're just like at the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's in the bathroom, and she comes out. We're all just kind of chatting, and she's inviting us to go out, whatever. The girl walks in and she goes, what is this, a college girl's bathroom?
The second she opens the door to go to the bathroom, like, we're literally on our way out. It's just 3 of us girls just standing at the mirror. Ugh, college girl's bathroom in here? I like, go back to playing your Mozart, bitch. Like, and
like, we didn't even acknowledge it. We're like,
oh, I'm just done. Like, but yeah, just like, God, why are you bitch for no reason?
The entitlement? Like, and then I guess what's his face? Her partner did say like she grew up like stupid rich,
right?
And she just like looks down on everybody, which. There are a lot of people that grew up rich that aren't rude. It's like, you don't need to be rude to me. I don't even know you.
What are you insecure about?
Yeah.
You gotta be insecure about something. This moment we lock eyes in first time meeting, you absolutely hate me.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like most of the time, like, we always try to be super, like, inclusive with the girlies at these situations because they are so male dominated. It's like, like, Allie, we're like, yeah, come with us. You know, like.
We're at a professional business event. It's like, nobody's trying to be like drama bitch and like, it's like, let's just have a good evening. I'm just here to help.
It was the most out of pocket interaction we've ever had in an event with somebody. And it's like, we've seen a lot of women at events, and it's like, I don't know, just not a great time. Not a fan of you.
No.
And not a fan of you, Kate.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Let's move on to Genevieve and Aaron.
Yep. Out of nowhere for them to break up, like when they can leave as just like a couple. Where, did I miss something?
I think, okay, I don't even know.
Because they're fighting for each other the whole time. They know paradise will come to an end, and then the day it's supposed to be like, okay, are you gonna stay together or not, or whatever, it's like, you're just gonna dump her? You're not even gonna try to just leave here together?
Right. Like, I think, actually, like, Aaron, when he was breaking up with Genevieve the first time, before she came back, you know, like, what he was saying wasn't wrong. You know, like, in my opinion, where he's like, what I think was stupid was the fact that you literally begged her to stay the day before just to break up with her the next day. That is stupid. But what he was saying of like, every single time we're in a fight, you're leaving, packing your bags without even any sort of talking it out. You know, like, that makes sense to me of why you don't want to continue a relationship.
Totally. Right. And of like just too much arguing, but it's like, at what point couldn't you have already thought of that? Or like, that's not where she's like, then voice that to me. You're telling me this now when it's too late for me.
Right.
You know, it's just like the lack of communication. And
side note about this is apparently the entire time at Paradise, Aaron had a girlfriend. Or there were 2 girls that he was talking to back home. Two. And Genevieve even tweeted about it because that woman doesn't give a shit.
No, oh my God.
I think it's in your phone. Where Genevieve literally says, if anyone's wondering why I didn't acknowledge the 2 girls that Aaron had back home, it's because I didn't know about it at the time of the reunion.
Yeah, to everyone wondering why I didn't bring up the 2 girls back home, I didn't know about it until after we taped the reunion, right?
Yeah.
Word for word.
Wow.
Yup.
So I go,
I didn't know about
the case,
it, so that means...
Yeah, because like they had like a really good moment on, you know, the reunion. They really made up.
Yeah.
Seemed like really good terms. And then, you know, didn't really seem to pan out that way. Next up, Michael and Danny.
Adorable. I'm so glad that it's working out for them. Like, I mean, where he finally said, I love you.
On the show, that literally... and she's genuinely surprised.
Yes.
She's like, I can't believe you just said that.
Like, literally, like, tackling him in the seat, being like, I literally can't believe it. Because obviously, like, she knows, too, how big of a deal that is. Because he's only ever said it to his wife, who's passed away.
Right.
God damn.
Nope. And also, even the compass. Remember the compass?
Yes.
Where... He had the compass made for him, Laura, and James, and he was like, I feel like this compass, like, brought me to you, and it was
Yeah.
always meant for us to find each other. And I
gosh.
go, Michael, literally making me sob.
Over the moon. But did you see this shit about Sierra
Yeah.
and whatever? Like,
Yeah, so, like, they have a really good moment. Like, Sierra, Michael, and
Yeah.
Danny, they're all, and, like, even when he says, I love you to Danny, they flash to Sierra, and
She's,
you
like,
see
so
her.
cute.
Yeah, you see her go, so cute. But then Danny went on Caitlin Bristow's podcast, and they were talking about Sierra, and I think Danny or Caitlin, one of them said, like, what's her face?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which,
And then they said, what's her face? And something else along the lines of, like, that, I don't want to get it wrong.
Right.
But something along the lines of, like, that it wasn't real for her, or, like, or, like, that, you know, that wasn't it. I don't know.
Right,
But,
but
something
Caitlyn-
that just rubbed her the wrong way on top of it was that they were like, what's her face? Multiple times, I think.
Yep. And Caitlin did make an apology.
Oh,
she
she
made
did?
a really long apology. And she was like, after sitting on it and listening to it back, like, I am so sorry.
Right.
Because it's like, the thing that bugs me about the term what's her face, because I mean, like, everybody uses it, but it's like when you know her name.
Yeah.
You know Sierra's
Yeah.
name, let's not pretend.
The person that you're now, like, boyfriend, almost fiance, was dating right before you, you know her name.
And you met her, and you've seen her, and
Yeah.
you've talked to her.
Yeah.
It's like not some random person where you're like, what's her face?
Right.
It's like, no, that seems like a dig when you say it like that.
I know Sierra's name, and I struggle really hard with the names.
Yeah, you do. And it's like, come on.
On every part of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Classic. Whatever.
So, Rodney and Eliza, we have some regrets. Not we, but Eliza has some regrets at the moment. I feel for her, actually, but then I was trying to think, it's only because it's her.
Yep.
If it was anybody else, I'd be like, you got what's coming, sister. It's
Yep.
like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But with her, she seems really remorseful. Like, I can kind of understand a little bit of, like, although if it worked out with Justin, I don't think Justin was who she thought he really was, and she got a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
And I can see how it happens all the time, like, where if a group of people feel like pressuring you so much to be with one person, even though
Yep.
it's out of, like, coming from a good place, even if they're pressuring you to not be with somebody, either way, it's kind of pulling you in the opposite direction of, like,
Right.
what you think everybody's telling you to do.
Right.
And so, you know, she felt like maybe her decision to choose Rodney instead of Justin that day at the beach, she was feeling bad about the loss, but she would have felt bad either way,
Yes.
no matter who she sent home. It was just, I think she made too quick of a decision.
Yes, I think she did too. And it's like, all it makes you look is wishy-washy. You don't know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, she was so confident that her and Justin were going to pick right back up. She's like, I think we're going to pick right back
Yeah.
up where we left off. He's going to be so happy to see me. Like, he had only been home for 24 hours and he rejected her. He's
I mean-
that surprised me. I'm like, okay, Justin, like,
Right.
because she's like, he hadn't even unpacked, and he's saying, like, I need someone to choose me, which I understand that from
Right.
his point of view.
Right.
But then just to go back and try to shoot your shot with Ronnie and be like, I made a mistake,
Right.
you know, like.
It's not like she, you know, ended out paradise and then she was like last minute, like, I kind of still miss Justin, but she got both. It was like,
Right.
she made a back-to-back decision. Like, she didn't sit on much. Like,
No, she flew across the country to go back
I think
to
she
him.
was doing things thinking it was genuine in her of
Yeah.
being like, but that spark I had with him, I'm feeling like it's lost. It'll still be there if I go get him.
Right.
And then it's not. And then it's like, wait, Rodney is who I actually thought he was. Like, and
when-
she was kind of voicing like that she wishes that she wouldn't have done that to Rodney.
And also, it's like, I feel like watching how great Rodney treated her is like, that's really the big stab in the
She
back.
was feeling
and like,
real down.
and I remember that, not this exact scenario, but like when I was in high school, like sophomore year, like many moons before Brett, this older guy liked me. And I remember I didn't really like him. Like, he liked me a lot and like he was cute, but I didn't really like him. And then I introduced him into like a girl that was on the dance team with me. And then they went off and started dating. And he treated her so good. They were the perfect couple. Everybody adored him and adored them. And I was sitting there single, and I'm just like, damn, I messed that up,
Yep.
because he is bringing her flowers
Right.
and all the gifts that they dated for years. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, really fucked that up.
Yep.
And I go,
but it's like shit always works out the way it's supposed to.
absolutely,
You know?
yeah. Because I'm like, clearly it wasn't meant
Yeah.
to be. But then she goes, it was supposed to be you, Rodney. I go, it's because you watched it back.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, damn, he was really treating me well. To the cameras, too, being like, she's endgame. I don't want anyone else. I've been waiting for her my whole life.
Yeah.
Just to go on a date with Justin out of spite.
Would you take her back if you were Ronnie? He's still in love with her. He's obsessed with her.
No.
Really?
I feel like he's more, I don't really feel
his
like,
reaction was like, he was a no.
yeah, I don't think so. I feel like because of the sheer humiliation is
And it's
what's deterring
Justin
him.
was his bestie.
Yeah. That's
Which
what
I'm like, Justin, what the fuck you doing when you walk? You came all the way back. You had already been booted off.
Yeah.
And then you came back and come on. Like,
right, like.
So, because then it's like, whoever she picks, how do you guys hang out as like a friend group at all moving forward? How does one come visit their friend and stay over when it's like you liked us both?
Yeah, no.
You know, it gets weird.
It does get weird, for sure. That would be one where it's like time heals all wounds.
Yeah.
Just needs to
Yeah.
suffer the awkwardness for a while.
But I just feel like with her, the only reason if I was running I was still feeling it with her is like that I just feel like she's not a malicious person. I don't think she's just some like hoe running around, you know, pulling shit on Rodney of all people.
Right. I just think she messed up. She didn't know what she wanted, and it was like she was reacting on the emotions of Rodney not telling her to go instead of like the emotions of like I like Justin.
She's focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah, classic.
Yep.
Okay, and then Brittany and Tyler.
Ooh. I'm uncomfortable. I like the two different versions. It's given me Ivan lying a little bit of a vibe.
Okay, let me ask you
this.
this.
But I don't know who to believe.
Like, I was gonna say, like, based on that interaction that we saw, who do you think is in the right? Tyler or Brittany? I mean, and obviously we know it's not black and white and everybody has their things, but like based off what was said, whose side are you on?
I think once Brittany came out, I think Brittany. I feel like he's making her look like a heartless monster a little bit here when I'm like, I don't know, but it was just as soon as her story wasn't exactly lining up with his, or like, you know, where she was giving more detail of like, no, I didn't just call you out of the blue and say this. It's like, I don't know.
I'm on Tyler's side.
You are?
Yes. So, for a couple reasons. Like, it seemed to me that Brittany got the ick and she was just slowly ghosting.
Yeah.
Obviously not like with communication, because I know they were texting and talking, but it's like she's backing away slowly, expecting him to get the hint, and he's like, I love you, we're in a relationship. And then it's like when she said she wanted a break, and then he's like, you know, he's like, 2 hours later you're sending me a Snapchat, and then 5 hours later you're sending me a tweet on Instagram, or like you're sending me a DM on Instagram. Like, that was like, once again, I know that feeling of like getting the ick a little bit, and it's like she's trying to say I want a break and he's not really getting it. But like he said, she never communicated.
Exactly.
I'm getting the ick. I am getting disinterested. He's like, you're telling me you love me, but then you're like also saying you're going to Italy randomly by yourself.
No, yeah, and then you randomly decide. Then I think I agree with you on the point of when he goes, like, you can't just say, like, I want a break, and then expect no conversation to happen, and you don't expect me to reach out to you. Like, we're in love. Like, you can't just decide up and out, and then I'm not allowed to speak to you. It's like, there's two people in this relationship. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But then when she said, we had a conversation, you know, she's like, we did talk about it. Like, so I'm kind of like, was he just not wanting to hear her, kind of like Rachel and him, you know, when it was like.
But I didn't know if, like, when she was saying we had to talk about it, where it was like, did you have that talk on FaceTime in Italy?
Exactly.
Or because, like, there's
a way to do it.
The vibe that I was getting from him was the same thing you just said, where it's like the break, and then she went to Italy, and then you FaceTimed him from Italy.
I think he deserves more than that, absolutely. And
just also the burn of it on the same day as the Rachel breakup. That
I will say, I thought it was tacky for him to say that. A little bit of too much, like, pick me, feel sorry for me. I'm like, and on the day that it airs my breakup, it's like, okay, you already went through, like, then don't watch it. Like,
yeah,
I agree, that sucks.
Because
like, that
just
sucks.
how brutal, honestly, that breakup was.
Agreed, but I'm like, okay, don't. And on top of it, I'm like, gross, ick. But I agree, because that sucks.
Because it's like how tragic that breakup was.
Yeah, she just seemed. She has ick. I was going to say cold and heartless a little bit with
that's
him,
what and a lot of people had been saying that, where they're like, that's not the same Brittany we knew from Paradise. The Brittany we knew from Paradise was so bubbly and fun and laughing and happy, and it's like, when she was on there, it was like she was giving cold, heartless, where it was like, when she was saying like, I asked her a break and you texted me 2 hours later and sent me, I'm like, whoa. And like everybody else's face, did you catch that? When she was starting to list shit like that, everyone was like,
once it kind of starts going into the nitty gritty details,
no,
like, boop, boop, boop. Okay, I heard that one.
Okay, now let's get into the meat of it, the meat and potatoes. Johnny and Victoria. Oh my god.
Okay, whose side are you on? I think there's two parts here. I think when it comes to Victoria and the breakup with Johnny and ending that engagement, when it comes to like the timing and the alignment and, you know, with her now being with Greg around the same time, I don't think, I can see how that looks bad. And she agrees. She's like, I know it's not a good look, but she's like, I did not cheat on you. And it's like, their problems aren't about Greg. Johnny is, I agree, like, he's insecure about it, but it's like, that Greg is not the reason you guys broke up. You guys were in therapy. You called her a effing C word. Probably can't say that. Say that, beep it. Like, so, you know, it's like, they were working through it. She went to therapy with him. It's like, you're fully engaged. I don't think, well, but then if she's friends with him, you know, she's friends with Greg, and he was saying he was who you said I didn't have to worry about,
which
then I'm flipping back.
See, like, yes.
I'm so back and forth.
And, like, there are so many things, because, like, I would say I'm 30% Team Victoria, 70% Team Johnny. And let me give you the reasons why. Absolutely, if Johnny called her an effing C word.
What is he like behind closed doors?
That absolutely can be warranted for a breakup. But here's the thing, is I don't believe for 1 second that Victoria did not hurl some insult, mean words, swearing at Johnny. Let's think about how she reacted with Peter. It's like she can throw the digs like the best of them.
Yeah, she's
and it's
spicy.
Like, and I'm like, and if Johnny called her an effing C word, you know, like, that's definitely like, whoa. And
what is the context? But it's also like,
because that's what Tyler said, and like Tyler was like, you didn't hash out anything, and like I saw a tweet, and I really think it was like Johnny came there to not destroy Victoria's image, but to more get clarity on like what happened with Greg, because they haven't talked since they broke up. Like, more, like, and, like, with Johnny, I feel like he was more coming from a place of, like, why? Like, what's going on?
He did not want to be there. I think the producers milked him into that, because he was like, I don't even know what I'm thinking. I'm just here.
And it's like, and obviously on the show, we know Johnny liked Victoria, loved her a lot.
Yeah.
To gut himself to an engagement, he never wanted to be engaged.
Even there, though, I'm kind of like, if I saw that, that would be something that we'd have to go back into therapy for. I'd be like, why would you propose to me if you felt guilted into it? I know you needed somebody to give you the push.
But it's like he was
don't do it just because I want it.
But he's thinking, if I don't propose to her, I'm losing her.
Where it's like,
that's what he was saying. The thought of me losing you over this is worse than me just getting down on one knee and pulling trig. And he goes, I don't think anyone's ever ready to be engaged. And I go, that's not the case, though.
I know. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Of like, it's kind of like when people say having children. Like, you're never going to be like, oh, this moment is like, I am totally ready to start planning the wedding right this second. Or immediately to have children that I have to look at.
It's like Aiden, when he was like, I'm not ready to get married right this second, but like in the time of my life, yes, I'm ready.
Totally.
You know, like, so.
But you should know. Yeah. Like, we know damn well.
Right. And I feel like he felt stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's like, I either don't propose to her and I'm losing her forever, or I propose to her and I get her. So it's like, and then she said 3 weeks afterwards was when she knew the engagement was over. And it's like, what he's saying is like, we said we were going to work on our problems. And like, then you go and start creating an emotional attachment to Greg, which we girlies know, an emotional cheating is just as bad as physical. Like, that was a question that was asked. Remember, I asked it to you.
Yeah, totally.
It's this like psychology professor asked this to a whole lecture hall of students, and it was like, what's worse, if your boyfriend or if your partner has an emotional cheating or has a hookup one time?
Right.
And which one's worse? And all the dudes stood up for, like, it's worse to have the girl hook up one time.
Like, with a random guy, not even know his name, no emotional connection, random drunk hookup, whatever. Yep. They would rather that than
they would rather have their girlfriends have the emotional connection.
Right.
But when the women, they were questioned, you know, all the women stood up for they would rather have their dude have a one-night stand rather than emotional connection. And Johnny says emotional cheating, it's like her mind was made up. She said, me and you, Johnny, are having problems, and I'm getting attention from Greg over here.
Do you think, because she was hard saying no,
but then,
she wasn't talking to him, but then...
Did you hear what Greg said, though?
What?
Greg gets out there, and he goes, yeah, we rekindled weeks after Paradise. He said, and Victoria makes a face, and someone zoomed in on her face, and they're like, she wasn't expecting Greg to say that they started talking weeks after Paradise.
Right. Well, because she went right to fucking Europe.
Yeah. So it's like Johnny... It's like, and somebody broke up the timeline of like when they got back, and it's like, it's very possible for there to be an overlap. Now, do I think that Victoria physically cheated on Johnny? No.
Right, because like they were
that's what
kind
she's
of a
hung
friendship.
Up on. Yeah.
And so she was like getting consoled probably by him through all of this or whatever, and is like, let's just go like hang out, get our minds off of it. And it's like, that's not fair to Johnny. I mean, just the respect too of like, that was your fiance, like, then you need to make sure whoever you are seeing, it is so under lock and key, and the press isn't going to find out, especially at a time like this.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, And her and Greg, it just kind of seemed like a midlife crisis.
No.
We're doing this. Like, we're
was-
showing them our tattoos we got together. Everybody's like, what?
Who was that? Who was Victoria when she goes,
I know.
I don't give two shits, I'm with this motherfucker now.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, whoa. She swore like 5 times in a matter of 2 seconds, and it was like, it seemed obnoxious, not like, I don't know, like not a right time to be swearing so aggressively. Like, I don't give two shits what everybody thinks. I'm with this motherfucker, and points to Greg. I go,
She's
whoa.
crazy, but I also like her for it.
I do
kinda
too.
Like, she is like, I know I do my own thing. I don't care what anybody says about me. I'm like, I really liked her too this season, getting her personality more of like, she's funny and goofy too. Like,
Right.
she's not always just this like stone cold bitch. But I don't know if she went around it about it the right way. But I'm just kind of like, I need to know where it's like, what would make you call her the C word in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely. And like,
If our boyfriends literally ever, I mean,
tip, always set the boundary of no swearing during fights.
you're not allowed to
Because
swear
it's
at
like,
each
you're not
other.
allowed to swear. Once you swear, even damn, I go over the edge. Because I go, swearing.
Oh, we're calling names.
Oh, and see, it's not even names. It's like, even if the swear word enters the
no.
combo, I go,
Yeah.
you've upped the ante. Oh, you said damn.
Are we raising octaves now?
Okay, are we mad? We're mad. But yeah, hated everything about that. I hated when Greg came out. I hated the way that she shut down Tyler. This is not about you, butt out. Like,
I liked it.
but I'm like,
same shit.
I just could not imagine if you were in the hot seat and I'm sitting with everybody and I'm watching this dude annihilate you. I'd be like, microphone, please.
Absolutely. Oh my God, scooch over.
I'd be like, I actually know what happened directly in this relationship. Let me come on in.
Seriously.
Because it's like, and it seemed like a lot of people weren't on their side. When Greg came out, nobody clapped. Did you catch that?
Of course not. He's his own weirdo.
Yeah. And it's like,
is this just a stupid fling? Like, I don't know if he's taking it. I don't know what's going on.
Everything that came out of both of their mouths when Greg came out. When he goes, I want to get you a drink, so let's go to Italy. You're not freaking Kylie Jenner taking a private jet to Italy for a first date. Don't.
And you got caught in the lobby.
Yeah. Multiple people caught you. You guys aren't even pretending.
That's the only reason they even like did all of this. Like, it's because like ahead of the press.
Yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, we know what's out. We've seen all over social media.
Yeah.
So you know that it was not supposed to be aired out until
Right,
like,
and
this.
even when Johnny commented on it, he's like, you've been posting your relationship on, and then she goes, when? And he goes, when you were in the suite in Miami,
Right.
and then she was like, yeah, okay, you got me there.
Got her there.
And then the tattoos.
That would suck. Okay, what?
And I said, and then the tattoos. And also, the fact that Greg felt the need to translate ciao means hi in Italian.
Did you see everybody in the that was sitting there, like some of the contestants? or
Oh,
whatever, they were
Justin's
like,
face?
Like,
Yeah, Kate was like,
they were like Italian. Hi, hello.
Bro.
Like, okay.
Caitlin literally goes, or Kate goes, bro. And Justin's face. I mean, just the fact that I go, you guys literally couldn't be more gross.
Oh.
You both couldn't be, and like even Greg's face was like, Victoria, what are you doing? When he was like,
Yeah.
we got matching tattoos.
It's like, okay,
Tyler's
we're doing
face
this.
too is like, you are kidding me, because he had just
I
came back
know,
inside, and I'm
Ah.
like, also not like Tyler and Johnny remixing it on the back. Like,
Yeah.
honestly though, I kind of was like, I felt like Johnny, like I said earlier, was there to, talk about what happened and not hash out any dirty details.
Right.
And when she started doing that, he still didn't say anything. And that's what
Right.
Tyler said. He's like, you had every opportunity to say what she said.
Right.
And you did it. Because it's kind of like, do you want to...
Then now you're the bad guy.
Yep,
You
it's
know,
like
you
when
can't-
Blake and Caitlyn. Remember, it's like Blake was actually in the right. It's like Blake was looking so bad all over TV.
Yeah.
And then he posted the DMs, and then he was the bad guy. Even
Yeah.
though what the DMs are saying is he's right.
Right.
Everyone's like,
Too far trying to prove that point.
yeah. Well, Victoria posted on her story last night, and let's pull it up. Mm-hmm. She says, when you get called an effing C word in your relationship, it's time to move on. On our story.
You're not wrong. But at the same time, like, we need context a little
Yeah,
bit.
and also I need to know, like we were just saying, like, if we were to call our boyfriends a name during a fight, like we just said, it's upping the ante 1,000, where you have crossed the line.
Yeah.
Whereas here, like, we don't know, and I mean, a lot of us, I'm sure, have been in those toxic relationships where it's like, if you're both slinging insults back and forth, it's like, it's kind of screwed up to just be like, you said that.
Right.
Or, it's like, if you're both being toxic
Right.
as hell, it's like you can't just point the finger at Johnny and be like, I did nothing wrong.
What transpired for you to use both of those terms back to back?
And it's like,
what could she have called you? Like, what was that about?
And he's
what were you fighting about?
Yeah, and he's denying it. He's saying he didn't say it. And he's like, if anybody knows me, everybody on the beach knows me, and I would never say that to anybody, let alone a woman. But I go, stuff happens behind closed doors, so it's like, I mean...
Right, who knows?
Right, because I'm like, you guys might have not set that boundary of, like, swearing and calling each other names in a fight is over the line.
Right, yeah, I wonder what he's like, too, like, what his fighting style is, like, behind closed doors, too. Like,
and it's like, I know what Victoria's fighting style is, and it ain't fun.
Right.
Like, she's the person that is not helpful in a fight.
Oh.
And I hate nothing more. Like, when you are not equally with me trying to get to a solution, then what's the point? She's the one that picks the digs.
Genevieve, too. Genevieve and Aaron, nobody is trying to get to the resolution point. They just want their right to be told that they are right, and that's it. They're not sorry about nothing. They don't care about the ending. It is just like, I want to make sure during this whole fight that's escalating that I'm one notch ahead.
Right, and Victoria also does what Kara does from Siesta Key, where she keeps a calm demeanor, but the digs are coming, and they're hitting.
And they hurt.
And they make people like moi and moi lose our shit where I say something I don't mean.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, you are being so rude and so like...
without even saying anything?
Yes.
Or like, you know, just your look.
Because you're trying to make me feel crazy.
Yeah, that's don't make me feel crazy.
And then Johnny is probably like getting amped and amped and amped, and she's throwing digs, and then he pops off, and then it's like, yup, you crossed the line. Like I said, that's enough to relieve a relationship, but like the demeanor I was getting between the two of them and like the dynamic, I'm like... Victoria kind of seems like she came out on top. Like, she doesn't give a shit, whatever. And Johnny seems like broken.
Agreed that I don't think it's very nice.
Yeah.
You know? I'm
like throwing it in his face. We've got tattoos. Like, come here. I don't give two shits.
Just really immature of like, and even just like acknowledging the fact of like, okay, you being with Greg now was not the end of your engagement, and it has nothing to do with that. It was quick and it was fast. Like, but you need to acknowledge that
you were texting him.
No matter what did it or what didn't do it or the timing, it's like, he still was your fiance and you're still now with a new guy and you're broken up. Like, there's feelings that are clearly hurt. Right.
And it's like, she didn't deny the fact that, like, Johnny said numerous times, like, they've discussed Greg. You know, where she's like, told him, you don't need to be worried about it. But it's like, as anybody knows, if a dude is in your phone repeatedly talking to you and consoling you while you're going through problems with your fiance,
that's weird.
You should be worried.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's like the emotional cheating, I feel like, was there, and that must be the hardest part. I mean, I couldn't even imagine of us, which, I mean, this would never happen because
my God.
But I'm like, if Brett and I were engaged and then we broke up and then 3 weeks later he's going to Italy to be with a new girl that he was texting while we were together figuring out our problems.
That I was not supposed to be worried about. Was not going to be a problem.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, then maybe that's why you shouldn't have gotten engaged and proposed. You don't even fully know each other or how to fight or...
And I feel like this... Like, I feel like Victoria bounced back. She's fine. But I feel like this really will affect Johnny in the future. Johnny was so hard to open up. He was so hard to say, I love you. He was so hard to basically get to this point. Yeah. And just for him to say, like, you know, I only want to do this once, and for it to backfire so hard.
Yeah. She's putting on a front to, like, show that, you know, that she doesn't feel...
Well, she has somebody new. So she doesn't care. You know, it's like she's in a new relationship.
Right. I think she definitely probably had a breakdown after that whole airing, because it's like she's showing like, yeah, I'm with him and everything, but it's like when you lay down at night and you're sitting there being like, what transpired? What did I do? Like, just the whole 9 yards. It's like you did have an engagement end and fail. Right. Even if you have like a new like side piece, it's like it doesn't. Right. I feel like low key inside, you know, she always puts on a strong front because it's still like she's convincing herself as well. Yeah. That this is fine. This is what she wants. This is the right thing. You know. Yeah. She did it the right way. Yeah. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to feel bad for.
100%. But you're right, because it's like even though there was no physical cheating, she knows deep down like she was emotionally attached to Greg,
and that she probably could have been. That conversation with Johnny could have been a little more like nice.
Well, I wish I could have seen the sadness in Victoria too.
Me too. Yeah.
It just makes her a little bit more human. Like the way she was acting, the obnoxious swearing, the tattoos. It was just giving like
too much of a front.
Yeah, you didn't care. That's what it's giving. You didn't care, and I know that you did.
Right, and she wants people to think she doesn't care, like that. you know, what I'm doing isn't wrong. And if you think it's wrong, whatever, it's not my business.
Right.
Which, good for her. That's how you should live your life, I guess. But when it's the people that are close to you, who gives a shit about the crowd and what other people are talking about? But you should still care about the person that was involved in it, directly involved with their feelings.
Right. And it's like, from Johnny's point of view, he's looking at you like you cheated on me.
Right.
He is just as much hurt as you are, you know, as well.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. That one was tough.
I hope he can come back from this. He's giving me Brandon Gomez from Siesta Key on that reunion that one year when he found out he had a kid and that whole 9 yards.
Where he's beat
Where
down.
I go, okay, somebody actually needs to check in on him, like,
yeah,
when
like,
he's alone.
that's what I'm
Is he alone?
saying. Like, I literally am like,
I'm
I don't...
scared for your health,
Yeah.
your well-being.
Like, I don't know. I don't think Johnny's going to be bouncing back.
He already was like, my self-confidence is zero.
And he literally goes, I've never felt worthy for any love. Like, I've never felt... Like, it's just like he had a lot of things that he needed to work through in therapy before being with someone like Victoria.
Exactly. You felt... your gut told you not to propose. And you did it anyways, and now here we are with a even bigger mess, whether it was your fault or not.
He just needs, like, a warm and fuzzy girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hard to date somebody that's, like, so independent.
Right.
And, like, she does kind of...
or something, but, like...
I don't even know.
Just because she's bubbly and sweet.
Yeah.
But...
Definitely needs a warm and fuzzy girlfriend, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, moving on to Brandon and Serene. I think they're the last ones that we really need to unpack.
Yeah, Brandon and Serene,
Not Jesse deadass trying to marry them.
literally, I am so glad that they did not take him up on doing that.
Well, they were
random
going
wedding.
to. Brandon called his parents. And they
Good
were saying,
thing.
and they were saying, no, I want to be there at your wedding. Hello?
And I'd be like, well, shouldn't you, like, talk to my dad about this first? Like, I know you couldn't ask him while you were here if he could propose to me, but, like, maybe we need to all have, like, a, you know, and...
I don't think Serene's close with her dad. I think she only knows her mom.
And her brother?
And her brother.
Okay.
Because, like, we didn't see
that's
the
true.
dad, yeah.
But, like, you know, just family in general.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that they didn't jump the gun there.
Me too.
Fully.
And it's like, and they both are like the nice types of people that could easily be people pleasers to be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like if neither of yours initial reaction is like, yes, let's do it, then you probably shouldn't. Like, you know?
But I wish I would have like gotten like an update on them like I did like Danny and Michael. Like, are you guys moving in together?
Oh,
What's
right.
going
like,
on
next
with you
steps
guys?
for them, yeah.
Like,
I bet they are spending every single waking moment together.
I literally adore them.
I'm so happy for both of them. I mean, like, just because for them individually and together.
Yes.
Thank God.
And
I
it's
would have
like-
hand cherry picked them.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like
love at first sight. Dead
literally,
ass.
literally love at first sight.
Where you didn't have to, like, fight for him to, like, include you or give you
No.
attention or be affectionate to you or, like, just, like, just the look in his eyes when he sees me. I've never been looked at that way.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
Dude, amazing.
Let
like,
freedom
ring.
ring.
Love them to death. I just thank God. If they were not a part of this season, it would have been pointless.
Weird.
Literally pointless. Like, not a single couple's happy. Who else is
People were
happy?
expecting-
Who else is happy? Anybody?
Well, Jacob picked Jill up and swept.
That was so funny.
Literally, what is it? Swept her off her feet.
Yeah.
Was like, you know what? I made a mistake with that. Come over here. And she's like, what are you doing? I know, it's so cute.
That's why I love Jill.
They
She's
are like
so
the
funny.
same personality. But I'm
Crackhead.
like, but you can't count on him to be loyal.
No.
I'm like, you are just setting yourself up for a heartbreak.
Yeah, and it's
but
like,
a good time.
Yeah. I mean, at that time, like, look, Jacob literally was like, yeah, I went after Kate because she was hot. Thanks.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's totally just.
Had a great connection with Jill, but Kate was there, so.
God, those two. I like Jill though.
I do too. I love Jill.
I know.
She's so funny.
What about her and Johnny?
Uh-uh.
I don't know if the lust would be there, but
No.
I'm like, they're both like sweet and nice, and like Victoria's like, he's so funny. Why not?
I think he would be good with somebody like Hannah Brown.
Totally. I know. I'm trying
Somebody
to
like an opposite of him, outgoing but bubbly and funny and weird and like totally
Victoria,
herself.
Like, but she's just
Victoria is not that.
she's too much. Like
She
she'll break your heart. Like
She's a heartbreaker.
she is a heartbreaker.
She's a heartbreaker. Like, and it's like she's the pretty girl that everybody wants, but then it's
Yes.
like, you know, he was just so enamored with her.
Totally.
Where it's like, I feel like somebody like Hannah Brown's personality would bring him out of his shell, would
Right.
give him all that love to make him feel super
Yeah.
worthy. Where it's like, Victoria really wasn't doing that.
No.
She was kind of reassuring him sometimes, but like,
Gabby.
yes. Well, he was with Gabby.
Yeah.
Silly
girls.
Speaking of Gabby and Vinny, she lost Dancing with the
Did
Stars.
she get runner up and
Yeah.
Charlie won?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm like, I am totally like, I'm trying so hard not to be that group, but that's like me, like, of course Charlie won. And it's like, you know, make it a little more entertaining, but we
Right.
also don't watch the full season.
Right.
And it's both, because I do think She does have the talent. She is a great performer.
And she has grown. Like, I feel like that's a piece of the show that they don't take into factor enough of, like, how much have they grown over the season? Like, people thought Gabby should have won because she has grown so much.
Right.
From the first episode to the last, her dancing has gotten immensely better.
Yeah.
Whereas Charlie always was really, really good.
Yeah, does all of the technique
Literally.
training all the time. This is nothing
like,
new
as
for
Gabby
her.
said, she goes, I was a performer.
That me
She
and
was
you.
like, yeah.
Like, it's like I did not take technical classes. I could just learn the routine and perform it. Like,
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not saying I have the best point.
No, and I can do tilts out the ass.
No, I am not your technical
queen. No. And it's like, Charlie was, but also Charlie has grown a lot, and like I feel like a lot of her stuff was focused on her mental health, like how she didn't feel worthy to be a dancer, and like how she did struggle so much with anxiety, because that was what Mark and her, I think their last routine was about that, where it was like when Mark started, he's like, when you started, you told me that you didn't feel worthy to be a dancer, and she was like, just everybody on TikTok, if I posted anything real, everyone was like, you only do TikTok dances, like you can't be a dancer.
Totally.
Which is stupid, because she's a dancer on TikTok. Like, what's the point?
It's just like, as soon as you're trying hard at something, it's like, let me tell you all the ways you're doing it wrong. But if you act like you're not trying on something, it's like, oh, then I got nothing to critique because you don't even think you're good.
Yeah, and Addison Rae Addison Rae really switched my mindset on that. Both of us, actually.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like, if I like it, you can't tell me it's embarrassing if I'm not embarrassed. It's like, you're embarrassed? That's fine. I'm not, and I like doing what I'm doing.
Thanks for sharing, but I'm not.
I don't think it's cringe.
You can be.
Yeah, that's something you wouldn't do, but clearly I'm doing it, and I'm really successful, so that's fine.
Oh my gosh, like, but I am kind of just like, of course she won. It's not a shocker,
right,
you know?
Of
course, like, between the two, like, but also, good for her.
Good for her.
You know, I don't think...
I like Charlie, so it's not like I have anything against her.
If she was doing an awful job the whole season, and it was just like, okay, literally, you're just having your followers, like, that's why you're here. It's like, you are a damn good dancer. I'll give you that. You can perform.
Yep.
And you look good doing it.
You look damn good.
Yep. Gossip of the week. Just quick, easy breezy.
Rapid fire.
Selena Gomez documentary that came out a little while ago. I mean, it was good, but nothing groundbreaking like we were expecting. 6 years worth of filming, if not more, for this documentary, and what we got was literally, I feel like, recorded within 30 minutes. It was all the same.
Yes.
There was nothing that was earth-shattering.
No.
Like, what did you spend 6 years doing? And out of all the content and B-roll you have, you chose those scenes for most... You know what I mean? What did we find out?
Exactly my point. That's why I was shaking my head.
Like, I didn't mind it. Like, when I was watching it, I'm like...
I was bored as hell.
Yeah, exactly. I like Selena, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch what she's doing. And, like, I liked seeing her old house and stuff, but too much time spent on that. Why did we have to stare at the neighbor lady's dollhouse for, like, 5 minutes?
Oh, my God. That was the weirdest part of the entire documentary, where it's like...
Why'd we choose that?
If I was a famous person, I would not be going back to the random lady that barely remembers me, and she's totally caught off guard, where it's like, this woman didn't know she was coming, and then it's like, the dollhouse, and like, I'm just like, what's going on?
And like, interesting to see, you know, obviously of like, we got a little bit, but not even fully, a little bit of intel as to like, I didn't know she fully went and like, you know, got help at the mental, like, hospital and everything like that, but... We still didn't even get fully a ton of details around that, obviously. I mean, it's probably confidential at the hospital, but, like, it's just, like, it was a blanket statement.
Yes,
I don't know.
and it's, like, and as much as, like, I do appreciate her, like, being so vulnerable about her mental health, but I'm just, like, even, like, the random things they chose to put in, like, her friends, like Raquel. That was so bizarre. And I go, what was the point of putting that in there? Like, where I go, I'm like, were you trying to bash Raquel? Because, like, she also was saying, like, there's a lot of people in the documentary that aren't in her life anymore, period. And then Kelly Clarkson was like...
Which I can see from both angles.
Yeah, and Kelly Clarkson was like, oh, you know, some people are meant to come into our lives, and it's like, and then they leave, and then maybe they'll come back, and she's like, or not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that was about Raquel, which, I mean, Raquel was definitely, what the hell? That was weird.
Right. I'm so confused with their friendship. Like... I mean, she obviously, Raquel has been up with Selena during all of the moments, like, behind the scenes of, like, all of the, you know, consoling her and getting her out of the mood she's in and trying to help her. But some of it just seemed really insensitive a little bit, or, like, just really annoyed and, like...
The clip where Selena's in her hotel room and Raquel is walking into her hotel, to Selena's hotel room, and walks in, looks at her, completely ignores her, and continues walking, and Selena's like, hi, Raquel. You're in my hotel room.
Selena.
Oh my
Like,
God, that was perfect. That's exactly how she said
like,
it.
you can leave. We don't have to be friends.
And,
like,
like,
that's
how-
the thing. I'm like, if you guys are literally, whatever this dynamic is, it's like, Raquel, if she's treating you so horribly as a friend,
yeah, you don't have
you
to be
can go.
And even too, like when she was talking about like Selena has been like traveling nonstop and she's gonna have jet lag
Like,
from traveling and like
literally in like London doing back-to-back shit.
yeah, and hers like, oh, our friend's birthday is tomorrow, and she's like, I'm not going to that. Like, I have a music video,
like the
shoot
morning
the
after,
next morning.
The morning after I get back from a completely different time change.
Yeah.
And you expect me, I have all this other work to do, and you expect me, my number one priority is going to be within 24 hours going to my friend's dinner. Why would you guys even schedule it then if you were dying for me to go?
Exactly. When I got back from Bali, I dead ass slept for over 24 hours straight.
And she's literally not even on vacation doing this.
Yeah, no,
as
she's
traveling,
working.
It's like busting her ass, and she already has shit the next day. It's
Yeah.
like, and Raquel is literally dumbfounded, like, just thought you'd want to go. And
Just
Selena's
seems like really insensitive that you wouldn't go. And then it's like, and Selena's like, are you like saying that I'm ungrateful for like my job? And
I'm not complaining about my job right now. I'm just saying I'm going to be way too tired, like any other human.
Yeah, and I have to work
to make
at
it
5 a.m. on set, fully ready, makeup, hair to perform.
Just thought you'd want to be there. She's like, I do want to be there. I literally just am not going to push myself to do that when I'm exhausted. Like, literally, you're allowed to do that. Like,
and it just like, I don't know.
And then immediately to just turn it on to Selena, like, I wasn't even doing it. I wasn't even making you feel that way. Like, what are you even talking about? I just asked. Oh my God, Selena, you're freaking out for no reason. Like, I was just asking.
It just seems so weird to me that she doesn't have a good girl, like a good friend group, like that's got her back.
And it's got to be hard as, like, you know, a celebrity like that,
Right.
too, of, like, maybe only friends with people in the industry or that understand that lifestyle and the stress that comes with that. But at the same time, it is kind of alarming a little bit. You wonder what people are like with relationships and how they treat, like, loyalty in their eyes and stuff to people.
Totally.
When people say, like, yeah, I don't have any girlfriends. I don't have any friends that are girls. Or, like, I don't have a group, you know, even a one close person. I'm kind of like, that could be circumstantial, you know, and
Right.
maybe you cut those people out for good reasons.
Totally.
But have you been cut out of every circle you've tried to be in from your actions?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a red flag almost at first, but
Right.
if you move around or like, you know,
Totally.
everybody, like you had groups of friends, but not a super, super close-knit group, that's fine
Right.
too. But when you have, when
No
nobody
friends.
enjoys your presence, like even
Yeah.
just like acquaintance, you know, that's fine. That can count. Like maybe
Right.
you were homeschooled or maybe,
Yeah.
you know, COVID, you were taking shit online. You couldn't meet people.
Totally.
But, or why never in your life you didn't have somebody close to you? What happened there?
Right. And I guess with Selena, we do need to think like she has been famous since Barney.
Literally.
Like, so like literally she has
And
been
bullied
moving.
at school. Remember her cousin
Yeah.
was like, she literally would sit by herself. Nobody would fuck with her because I was gonna bitch him out. Like
Yeah.
I was the head bitch at school.
Yeah.
But it's like, she didn't really have any friends there. People made fun of her for being on like doing kid shows and things like that.
So, and I just felt like it didn't really get buttoned up as well.
No, not at all. I don't know what we really covered and what was new and where we ended.
And also part of what was going down with this is like Francesca, the girl that gave her a liver,
Yes.
or part of your liver, or was it a kidney?
It was a kidney.
It was a kidney. Okay, that's a full kidney. Because we were talking about it, like if you give someone your liver, they just take a piece and it
Is a kidney a
regenerates.
full kidney?
A kidney's a full kidney. So and it's like, and that is like you can't do certain things. You got to be aware of it.
Right, and you now only, the person that gave it only has one.
Yeah. So she gave it to Selena, and then like she's not mentioned anywhere in the documentary. And then after the fact,
Which
she
is bizarre.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get a look into that?
because it's like you guys are obviously super close, right? Like.
And if you're not, though, then what went down?
But then, yeah, because I'm like, well, then I saw a clip of Francesca where she was saying, like, remember, like, she wanted to get tested to see if she was a match, and she wanted to hear back from the doctor, and the doctors told Selena, and then Selena calls her and goes, we're a match!
She's like, I would have liked to know that personally before anybody else so I could have made my decision.
Right.
And then came to the table with what I want to do moving forward. Not, you go Christmas morning, Selena,
Yeah.
call her up. You are getting knifed down tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
And then Selena, after the documentary, made a statement about Taylor Swift being her only friend in the industry. And then Francesca commented, interesting.
Yeah.
And then Selena commented back, I can't tell I can't mention
Right.
every single person I know. Which people are like, she gave you a kidney. It's not a random person.
Right.
Like,
and I could see how if she started listing a bunch of, a few names, and you'd have to list other people.
right, because it's
But
like,
why only?
because also, Francesca, you're not a singer. It's like Taylor's
exactly.
a singer.
And I'm sorry, but like I know she's an actress and she's famous, but like
She's like a B-list, C-list.
Right.
Selena is a top of the
Selena and
list.
Taylor Swift, like that is level to level. I don't think she's wrong for stating that fact.
No.
Like I think she can still have friends and all the around that, but it's like,
Yeah.
we're talking level peer to peer, eye to eye.
Absolutely. And it's like, you guys were friends because you guys were on TV together. You know, it's like,
Right.
it just was, I feel like Francesca took it a little too personally and her feelings got hurt, but then the way that Selena snapped back, like,
Yeah.
I can't mention every person I know. It's like, well, she gave you a kidney.
Yeah.
It's not some random person you just know.
Right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they
But
tell
then, like, I have seen, like, Selena has bent over backwards in award speeches. I mean, somebody put
Okay.
together a huge compilation
It's like-
of all the time Selena has literally talked about her. Like, Selena won Woman of the Year or some big award, and she's like, I want to give this to Francesca. Brings her up on stage,
Right.
does this huge speech because she's like, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be here. And then
Right.
gives her the award. So it's like, there have been lots of opportunities that Selena has said, like, she's done a lot.
Right. And I will say it was eye-opening, too, of, like, that she has lupus and the kidney thing
Yeah.
a little bit it touched on. Like, it does...
And
like,
how sick it makes her.
And then and then how that affects her mental health. I mean, everything. She was, and that's such a specific disease, too. It's
Right.
like, you know, I could see how you're going through some shit.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, let's talk about the fact that Princess Diaries is coming out with a third movie. I mean, come on.
I mean, it is sickening the sheer amount of times we've watched those movies.
I just watched Princess
Me too.
Diaries like a couple weeks ago.
Me too. Literally last week, watched the second one.
I need
finished
to
it.
watch the second one. I haven't watched that in a minute.
I'm always back and forth. Which one do I want to do? Like,
Oh, because I
yeah.
love the second one, the closet scene. It gets me every time.
No, I believe me.
And Prince and Me. Have you seen that movie, The Prince and Me?
I don't know.
With Julia Stiles?
Prince and Me. I've heard of it. Hold on.
Wait.
Let me look her up. I've heard of it.
The Prince of Denmark? Come on. Stephanie, if you haven't, this is going to be like,
Oh.
your babes. That was my favorite movie. Oh my God, have you not seen it?
Wait.
Come on. You would know. You would know right off the bat.
Okay, then maybe.
That's the same girl from 10 Things I Hate About You. Julia
Right, yeah,
Stiles.
yeah. Yep.
Which Steph just watched that for the
Oh
first
my
time.
God, I watched it again the other day too.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
Yep. What else did I just watch the other day that we were excited about?
Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. You
Woo!
guys.
Come on.
Yeah, Princess Diaries 3.
And everyone's on board. Everyone's on board. Anne Hathaway.
God.
I'm
gonna
what's
watch
her
that
name?
tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What's her name?
Julia
Julie.
Roberts?
Nope.
Julie.
It's Julie Andrews. Yes.
Ha
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'll never get that.
Yeah, so Julia Andrews is back on Anne Hathaway, and people are making predictions that, like, Michael from the very first one will come back and be, like, part of the movie, maybe.
Like the brother?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But the brother isn't an actor anymore, and hasn't been for a really long time. He went totally the route of, like, he's behind the scenes. He
Yeah.
directs and, like,
Okay.
does stuff like that.
Yep.
But everyone's, like, the chokehold
Lily's
that
in?
Michael... Yeah. The chokehold that Michael had on
Oh!
people with the pizza, the heart pizza, I mean, everything, like,
What,
Mr.
with the car?
Mr.
Click
Cool.
the Skittles on the piano.
Yeah! The Skittles on the piano. And what's the song? The song that's like...
Shoot him up. You know what I mean?
Did you just say scat, scat, scooter, da-dee-da. No, it's like, it's the song that they play at the end. We could be dreams.
Dreams are made of.
No.
This is what dreams are made
Nope,
of.
that's from Lizzie McGuire.
I've
movie.
got some. Oh my God.
Right here.
Come on.
Right here.
Oh, when she shakes the thing into her backpack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tea.
I only wish to help me fly. Right here.
Miracles happen. Okay, how about though the beach scene when she's getting dressed in the thing and like the girls are up there doing this thing?
No way. Right here. The slumber party.
How did we not even
I
say
know.
that?
A work of art with its own rare design.
Oh.
My laptop died.
I go, oh.
Good tight to you, sir. Goodbye.
Okay, I guess that's clearly a wrap on the episode. All right, Stitches, that is a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks for playing, and catch us later. All right, Stitches, that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks. I almost just said thanks for playing again. All right, Stitches. All right, Stitches, that's a all right. All right, Stitches, that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks for playing. Leave a review. Sign the degree.
And we will see you, Snitches, next week. Adios.